All right, welcome to today's class on Smart Plans with KW Command. My name is Leah with Scott Leroy Marketing. In today's class, I'll be taking you through the basics of Smart Plans, telling you what is a Smart Plan, how can you set up your account to make that ready to start launching Smart Plans, how you can start launching your Smart Plans and even edit and create custom Smart Plans as well. All right, so we'll be covering all of that in today's class, but first thing that we need to do is go ahead and log into Command. So that's where I am on my screen, and the URL will be agent.kw.com. Again, that's agent.kw.com. I always remember that like it's the agent login for kw.com. And your computer may sign you in automatically. If it does not, you can go ahead and put in your username and password here. All right, and this username and password for Command will be the same username and password as used for my KW, same username and password as for the Kelly app. So they're trying to centralize all logins and passwords, which I know I appreciate because I have about 9 million passwords and I know it's really hard to keep them all straight. So if you guys have any trouble logging into the system, go ahead and click that forgot password option. And of course, if that gives you any trouble, shoot us an email, support@scottleroymarketing.com. We just need your Command username and we can help reset your password right away. All right, so if you're still working on getting into Command, take your time. Okay, I'm just going to talk a little bit first about what a Smart Plan is, so you can just listen out of one ear. So again, if you're not already, we are logged into agent.kw.com to log into our Command account. And to kick this off, let's come on over to the left-hand side toolbar. The fourth option down will be Smart Plans. So it looks like a to-do list with the settings gear, I would say. So that fourth icon down will be Smart Plans. And just as we're talking about this menu on the left-hand side, just a quick little note as you're learning the navigation around Command. Clicking the KW logo on the top left will pan this menu out, so you can start to learn, okay, this icon means Smart Plans and so forth. All right, so let's first talk about what Smart Plans are. And if this page is blank for you, that's normal. If you have not used Smart Plans quite yet, we'll be adding Smart Plans to your My Smart Plans section in a moment here. All right, but if you go ahead and click on the library option on the top, so in case I lost anyone, we are on the Smart Plans icon on the left-hand side of Command. And I'm going to go ahead and select on the library option, just to kind of explain a little bit about what Smart Plans do. Now, Smart Plans, the idea behind Smart Plans is to automate your systems. So the idea is when you get a lead in, it can automatically be added to a Smart Plan to allow a series of not just automated emails to go out. So yes, automated emails are a part of Smart Plans, and I'll be showing you guys that firsthand. However, Smart Plans go a step above and beyond just your normal email campaign, as it will include additional steps like bulk text messaging. If you have Twilio set up, you can bulk text message as a part of your Smart Plan. You can also set task reminders to automatically remind you, again, email steps, call reminders, and so forth. And we'll, of course, be taking a look at all the different items that you can work with Smart Plans. Okay, but generally a question we get is, okay, what's the difference between a Smart Plan and an email campaign? Because you will have the campaign section, just a heads up, you don't need to click on it right now. But you do have the email campaign section of Command where my mouse is right here, okay? And just to help define the differences between the two, your email campaigns, if you want to send an email out, a mass email out on a specific date, that would be great for campaigns, okay? You can send it out like on a specific date. So for example, like a holiday piece, or you know, if it's a specific email that needs to go out on a specific date, campaigns would be your best bet there. However, Smart Plans, this will be more to add your contacts to automatically market towards them. Okay, so sending them automated emails, you know, 3 days after the contact has been added, as opposed to on the date. And this will make a lot more sense as I go through this. I just wanted to give you guys a rundown of what a Smart Plan is, so it can start to make sense as we prepare your account for this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and prepare our account for Smart Plans for launching these bad boys, and we'll come back to the Smart Plans library when it's time to actually add them to our account. So first things first, if you could join me real quick to click your name on the top right of Command. we do need to do a bit of housekeeping in your settings to make sure your account is set up properly to actually send these smart plans. So again, your name on the top right of command, and then settings from that drop down. In the settings from our name on the top right. All right, and when you're taken here, you'll see all the connected apps that are currently linked to command. So to make sense of this section, I like to think of a smartphone like an iPhone or an Android, right? When you get your new iPhone out of the box, your iPhone has a lot of really great features on it. However, you can search your App Store, your Google Play Store for further apps to increase the functionality of your iPhone or your Android. Same concept here. So out of the box, command has a bunch of really great features. However, in these connected apps, you can link up further apps to increase the functionality of your command account. And there are a couple apps that do apply to the smart plans. So if you could join me by scrolling to the very bottom. Scroll to the very bottom. And we want to find that command email section here. Okay, that's the first part I want you to pay attention to. Okay, let's go ahead and click on Manage to the right of Command Email. All right, so this is showing you your command email subscription. So the free subscription will include up to 5,000 emails per month for free automatically in your account. However, if you do want to increase that, like if you have a bigger database where 5,000 emails is just not going to cut it, you can absolutely click Manage Subscriptions to upgrade your email package to a higher package. All right, but 5,000 emails per month is free. In this section, I do want you to pay attention to the sender name and the reply to email. Okay, if you are not where I am, make sure you clicked on your name on the top right of command and clicked on settings. Okay, so again, you're clicking on your name on the top right of command and click on settings. And then scroll to the very bottom to find the command email. All right, so in this email configuration, if you could pay attention to the sender name and the reply to email, this is how your name will display in their inbox. All right, so if you want that, if it says William, but you go by Bill, make sure to make any changes here. If you want it to say real estate agent or anything else, you can make those changes here. The reply to email is also really important, of course. Just a heads up, when emails send out from SmartPlans, that will send from a KW email address on your behalf, something like KW agent with some numbers at the end at kw.com. However, when someone replies to your SmartPlan email, it will reply back to whatever email address that you have right here. So the reply to email, make sure you're selecting that from the list if it's not correct, and you can also pick a different one by clicking Add Custom. All right, so if these two options look correct, you can X out of this. Okay, it won't even give you the option to save it if you haven't changed anything. If you did make any changes though, of course, make sure to click Save Changes. Alternatively, you can go ahead and X out if all looks good. Okay, so if all looks good, you can just X out. If you did make any changes, make sure to save those changes. Now, the second app, or the only other app that we need to talk about, is Twilio. And now this is not a required app for SmartPlans. However, as I mentioned, Twilio will allow you to bulk text message your contact database. And this is a feature that is included in SmartPlans. Okay, this is not a free feature in Command. This does cost, from what I've seen, the cost is pretty nominal though. Like it's like 0.001 cent per sent text message. Don't quote me on that price, but as you can see, it's pretty nominal as far as your investment in this. And I really like the idea of Twilio because personally, as a consumer, how much do I check my emails and how much do I check marketing kind of emails? Very seldom these days, right? Instead, I have my phone attached to my hip at all times, and I see text messages. No matter what, I see those text messages. So that might be a more effective way to reach out to your client database. And I'll be talking about that as we go along with SmartPlans to see if this is something that you want to invest in or not. Okay, because as I mentioned, not a free service. However, you can click to subscribe right here. subscribe in Marketplace to subscribe to a Twilio subscription, and that will allow bulk text messages to go out as a part of your smart plan. Again, I'll talk more about this, but that was a lot of pros for you, right? I think Twilio is really great and there are a lot of pros behind it. I just want to let you know one potential con, just to keep a heads up on, is that your Twilio number will not ever be your own personal number. Okay, so your Twilio number, they will give you an option to pick a local phone number for, I think, around $1 a month. Again, it'll tell you in the subscribe and Marketplace. However, it will never come from your personal cell. It'll come from a separate Twilio phone number. And I'll show you different strategies that agents use, you know, signing their name for their text message and so forth. I just want to give you a heads up. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Susie says that Uber and Lyft phone numbers are example of Twilio use. I had no idea they use Twilio. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, and I'll show you again how you can work on adding your branding to Twilio text messages and exactly how those integrate into SmartPlans. And if you do not want to use them, you do not have to. Okay, you do not have to use these bulk text message features. So I'll show you how you would work with that instead. All right, one more thing on the left-hand side, we need to check your command marketing profile. This would be a noteworthy moment. I just want you guys to know how to get to your command marketing profile, because this is where all of your contact information pulls from for literally everything in the system. Smart plans, landing pages, your website, mobile app, email designs, all of your contact information pulls from this one spot. So if you can jot down steps on how we get here, so if you ever need to change your headshot or phone number, you guys know how to do that. All right, so step one is we click on our name on the top right. And then settings from that dropdown, which is where we are, but worth your notes. So your name on the top right is step one. Step two is settings from that dropdown. Step three, on the left-hand side, connect settings. And step four is marketing profile. Okay, so again, we just clicked our name on the top right of command for the settings. And then under connect settings on the left-hand side, we have the marketing profile. Now this section is just really, really important, as again, this is where literally all of your contact information pulls from for every single, you know, marketing piece in the site, or in command rather. So, you know, eye over this, see if you need to make any changes, or if this is completely blank. You might want to make a note to come back in here, or you can have us do this for you. All right, and at this point, I'll go ahead and pass out the notes since the supplies. In the chat, I'm going to pull up just the smart plan notes to show you guys. I'll pull it up in a separate tab here as well. If you're watching this class recorded, I'll put the notes in the YouTube video description below. But the reason I bring this up right now is if you would like us to fill out that command marketing profile for you, that is a service we can provide. And we also set up your command website for you, your command IDX website. So if you'd like us to do that, that's just this short form right here on the top. So I just wanted to send that out right now. So if you want to fill that out after class, again, we'd set up your marketing profile and your command IDX website for you. Aside from that, the rest of the little links on here are videos, tip videos, 10-minute tip videos to points I'm going to make during class. So, you know, if you miss something, or if you want to note during class, you want to learn a little bit more about, creating custom tags for your contacts and so forth, I do have all the 10-minute tip videos to expand on the class on there as well. And one last cool thing, it's a live Google Doc. So anytime that I create a new smart plan tip, which is all the time, I will add it to this list. So you'll always have the most up-to-date smart plan tips on that list. All right, guys. Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys, did you get that? Were you able to open that link? Let me know if you are not. I think I have the sharing setting. Yeah, it looks like you guys are in. Great. Yeah, and then you can just click on from that list. You can just simply click on any of these YouTube videos to go over to it. And I would just do that after class, though. All right. All right, guys, so make sure you click save here. For Fatima, about your old team logo in there, shoot us an email. We have a workaround where we can add the realtor logo for you, but there is not a way to remove the team logo. So if you have a team logo at the top that no longer applies, we can replace that with the realtor logo. If you'd like to shoot us an email, support@scottloraymarketing.com. There's not currently a way to remove it altogether, but the realtor logo tends to look nice. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, make sure you click save on the bottom if you made any changes, or please note how to get back here if you do need to continue editing your marketing profile. All right, now we're going to talk about, so I'm going to switch gears slightly, and we're going to talk about how to prepare your contacts for SmartPlans, okay? It's really going to be more how to prepare your contacts for marketing in general, but it'll apply to SmartPlans very much so. Now, before we go out into our contact database, because that's where we're going next, let me just show you how to create custom tags. Actually, excuse me. So just so while we're back here in the settings, let me show you where you can create custom tags real quick for your contacts. The reason I want to show you this is custom tags are so important for your marketing efforts so that you can target marketing a lot easier and more efficiently. So in the command settings where we are, I promise it's the last piece in the settings. I know it's not fun back here. All right, but command settings on the left-hand side. Let's click on contacts from that drop-down. So command settings on the left-hand side, contacts. Let's click on contact tags. Right, and you should, in the very least, have a bunch of system tags back here. Okay, but the reason that tagging your contacts is so incredibly important is so that you can more effectively target your market. So based on a smaller geographic or demographic rather, sorry. So for example, if you were using eEdge and used to send out an entire, email blast to every single person in your database, that marketing is going to be a little less effective because it's not targeted to really their situation specifically. So the more that you can target to whether they are a buyer or a seller, or they have passions in soccer or movies, whatever it may be, the more effectively that you can market towards them. Okay, so examples here in adding, you probably already have buyers and sellers, adding investors and family, maybe an open house tag if you did an open house over the weekend. You can group your contacts by leads from that open house. Facebook leads, Mets, not Mets. If you met these people through your kids' swim club, right? Grouping them on how you know them, again, is really important so that you can more effectively market towards them. All right, so you can come in here and click Create Tag on the right-hand side. Okay, and let's say if I want to create one for an open house I just did, or for a broker open I want to have. Okay, whatever the case may be. Let's say open house. Main Street. I can then pick a color I want the tag to be and click create. All right, so you can go about creating your custom tags right back here. You can edit and delete them as well. So now let me show you how you can go ahead and apply those tags to your contacts. And it makes it so much easier because, of course, no one likes database management, right? Adding tags, working with your contacts, very tedious. However, adding these tags to your contacts, working towards that will make it so that you can toss all of those contacts in bulk onto one piece of marketing. All right, so let's take a look at that. So to do that, I'm going to click on the contacts icon on the left-hand side. The contacts icon will be that second option down. Okay, so first of all, if you do not have your contacts in your database first, that would be a good first project to start to work on. If you have your contacts in a variety of places, so let's say your contacts are on your phone or on your Gmail account or your Outlook, whatever the case may be, generally you can go ahead and export them to an Excel spreadsheet, and we have steps on how to do that. But generally, like Gmail or your phone will allow you to export your contacts to an Excel spreadsheet. It's called a CSV file. And if you send that to us, we can import that into your command database for you if you would like to. So while you can add contacts one at a time, of course, to your command database, there's also the import option. We can import your contacts for you. We just need your contacts in an Excel spreadsheet. If you need steps on how to get your contacts on your phone to an Excel spreadsheet, shoot us an email, support@scottleroymarketing.com. We'll send over steps and get you going with that. All right, and once your contacts have been added in, we can go ahead and bulk tag them pretty easily. So you can bulk tag them, and feel free to just go ahead and click on the checkbox to the left of their names. Just some tips. If you click on one checkbox and then hold Shift on your keyboard, it will highlight, it'll check all of them. Just a heads up. So if you do need to check multiple, if I'm holding Shift on my keyboard, that's what you can't see, and then clicking the bottom one, it will check all of them. Another tip for you while we are learning this section that will come up for SmartPlans is on the left-hand side where it says show, right? It's telling you it's showing one of probably 10 contacts at this time. However, if you want to tag, let's say more than just 10 contacts at a time, you can make that, change it so it shows 500 at a time instead. So we can apply bulk actions like tagging our contacts or adding them to SmartPlans in bulks of 500 if needed. All right, so just to show you guys this, I'll go ahead and check a few contacts. When I check the contacts, it will then give me this bulk action dropdown. So make sure the first step is you check your contacts. Then select bulk action. And the two we'll be paying attention to for today's class from this dropdown are the adding bulk tags, which we're going to do now. But I just want you to know there's also this bulk option for adding to SmartPlans. And of course, we'll go over that. Just want to keep that in the back of your mind for right now. So let's do add bulk tags. So when doing that, you can go ahead and select the tag right from here. So if you just created a tag, I can go ahead and search that and click it. And just a heads up, you can create custom tags right from here as well. So if you want to just, if you're adding the tag right now, you can go ahead and add in that custom tag right from here and click submit. And once that loads, I've been seeing I've had to refresh for those tags to come up just in case yours don't pop up right away. I have been having to refresh my page in order for those tags to pop up. I think it's just something KW is working towards. All right, so once you have bulk tagged your contacts, yeah, I'm still not seeing that tag pop up. It has been kind of lagging lately. But again, the steps are we check the checkbox and we can select that bulk action for a bulk tag on the left-hand side. So that should pop up. I was seeing that pop up a couple seconds later yesterday when I was playing with this. All right, so that's how you go about bulk tagging your contacts. And again, so important if you can set aside a scrub day to just work with your contacts, work on tagging them, getting them organized. I know how excruciatingly painful that is, but it will really benefit you for your marketing efforts in Command. All right, so now let's kick off setting up the monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan. Now this is the most used smart plan, the most popular one. The monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan will be for your long-term buyers, okay? And there is some preparation that you need to do for your contacts first in order for your contacts to be added to the monthly neighborhood nurture. All right, so what you want to go ahead and do, I'm going to walk you through, we're going to add a test contact. On the top right, you can go ahead and click add contact. We're going to add a test contact so we can work with them on today's class, set them up on SmartPlans, and so you can see what it looks like when you get a smart plan from the system. All right, so let's go ahead and click add contact on the top right. All right, so add contact, and really we can put in any name for our test contact. So test, practice contact, favorite movie star. right? But it's really important to have a practice contact in your account so that you send yourself things before you send it to every single person you've ever met. Okay, I would always recommend sending it to yourself. So let's do, I'll do Barney Simpson. All right, and then email address for that, I would recommend doing a personal email that you have that again is outside the KW system so that you can see what it looks like when you receive emails from the system. All right, and just because I usually get asked this question at this part of class, if you are adding a husband and a wife to command, that will need to be added as two separate contacts, okay? And you can link the two contacts together with this add relationship option. The command wants them added to your database as two separate contacts. And let's click create. It's really just a test contact name, your email address, and click create. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and search for that contact that we just added in. So on the top left, there is a search bar, so you can go ahead and search for that test contact you just added in. And simply click on their name to open that up. All right, so really any contact, let's pull up a test contact. And I'm going to show you what housekeeping pieces need to be done to set up the monthly neighborhood nurture. Okay, keep in mind if you are on a team, your team contacts may be in a separate database. So just in case you're getting an error message, all right, make sure you are noting if you're putting this in the team or the personal database. And if you still get an error message, weird. For add, you guys are getting an error when you're adding contact. I feel like I saw KW say something on this. Okay, let me rack my brain. Shoot an email to support@scottleroymarketing.com. That's so weird. You guys are all getting this? I feel like I saw something. I'm gonna also research on my other screen over here. So I'll try to help you guys. So weird, guys. I will say. Shoot an email, support@scottleroymarketing.com should be able to help you guys as well. I'm going to try to find an answer for you. I feel like I saw something on this on KW Answers, so I'll keep you guys posted. Weird. Well, thank you guys for all the chats and keeping me posted. I'll let you guys know if I find anything on the error message. I'm sorry about that. It might just be everyone trying to click on it at once. I'm not sure. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you now is let's talk about when we would use this. So in this hypothetical situation, let's say I'm standing in line at the grocery store and I have my realtor name badge on, like the good realtor I am, and the person in front of me starts talking about the market with me. And I find out that they are looking to buy in about a year. So they're really not interested in buying right now. They don't want you to show them houses right now. They're long-term. They're a year plus out, okay? So I'm going to show you this tool as an effort to turn long-term buyers into hot buyers. Okay, so that is the goal of this tool, and this is one of my favorite tools in Command, so I think you guys will really like it. All right, but the first thing that we need to do is we need to add a neighborhood to the contact. Yes, Carol, great point. You can only use the email address for one contact. So in case that's what the error might be, yeah, it'll block duplicates. So maybe that's what's going on. Thanks, Carol. That's a great point. All right, guys. So we are clicking. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, sorry, guys. I should have mentioned that. I'll mention it next time. Thanks, guys, for bearing with me. Apologies about that. Yeah, Command will automatically block duplicates, which is a beautiful thing. So whenever you're importing contacts or trying to add contacts, it will automatically identify duplicate contacts so that you don't end up with a bunch of duplicates. Definitely should have mentioned that to you guys. Sorry about that, but glad we're in business. All right, guys, so now that you're getting that added in, we're clicking on our contact and we're going to add neighborhood. So add neighborhood. Command might ask you if it can know your location. I know it's a little creepy, but I would just let it as it really helps to search for these neighborhoods. Okay, so what you want to do, let's say when I was talking to that client, the long-term buyer, I got a good idea of, okay, what neighborhoods are they in general looking at, right? So when I come back to command, I know they're not looking for over a year, right? But I can go ahead and put in that neighborhood that they mentioned to me. And you'll see it does really help if it knows your location, as it will only show you neighborhoods in your area. Okay, so that search bar right here, you can search for the neighborhood you're looking for. When you select that from the drop down, it'll add it right here. So these are my added neighborhoods. I can X out to get rid of it. Okay, so I can keep doing that in one of three ways. So I can keep adding neighborhoods from the search bar right here. So I'm putting in neighborhoods they may be interested in. That's one way. Another way is I can pick from the suggested neighborhoods at the bottom. So let's say these are neighborhoods that are close by, so I can simply click on any of these as well. And last but not least, in this method, it would be best if you're having any trouble locating the neighborhood, like you're typing it in and the name's not pulling up, you can find it on a map. So let me give you some pointers on that. All right, so I'm going to click on Find on Map. All right, when you click Find on Map, if your browser knows your location, it'll probably indicate that. All right. However, I would always suggest searching for a location first on the top left, because it'll zoom you in at least 90% of the way. So even if it's not, the exact location you're looking for, go ahead and put in a location that's close by, and you'll see it'll zoom you in super far. And once you get here, you'll have a plus and minus sign on the bottom right, so you can zoom in and out. And as you zoom in even further, you'll start to see, I always think of these as a bunch of little green puzzle pieces, okay? And these little green puzzle pieces are denoting the neighborhood outlines, that neighborhood boundaries. And you'll notice that if you hover your mouse over any of these neighborhoods, it'll pop up what that neighborhood is, and you can click to select it. All right, the reason that this view is particularly helpful is because if you have any trouble searching for that neighborhood, it's not coming up, you can zoom in on the map to where that neighborhood might be to go ahead and select it from there instead. Now, these neighborhood names pull from Nextdoor, like the Nextdoor app. So there's not a way for you to change the neighborhood name, as again, it pulls from Nextdoor. I believe Nextdoor gets those names from a collaborative effort from the neighborhood residents. However, if you zoom in, I've noticed that some of the neighborhoods are grouped by larger areas. So for example, like Ballantyne is not a residential neighborhood in my area. That is just, that's an area. So if I select this little puzzle piece right here, it would select all neighborhoods within that area. I think there's just some of that being off just because of the slight definition difference in neighborhoods between places like residential North Carolina and places like Chicago. Of course, neighborhoods mean something slightly different. So that's my guess as to why it differs. However, this would be your best workaround. Zoom in on the map, click the puzzle pieces, and click to save. All right, guys. And then now that we've added the neighborhoods, so we did all that quote unquote hard work, we can now preview what we put together. All right, so you can watch on my screen, or you can click preview on the very bottom right of this map that displays, and that will show you what you have just created for this client. And I love this feature. Okay, so first of all, this is showing you the neighborhood landing page, and this is what is sent out as a part of the monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan. So this will be sent out automatically if you choose to use the monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan, and that's where we're going next. I'll show you how to activate it. But what that'll do is it will send out this cool neighborhood page either once a month or once every 2 weeks. So first, let me take you around this page to show you how cool that is, and then I'll of course explain how to send that out with SmartPlans. So first of all, on the top, you will see the neighborhoods. Now, but what's unique about this tool is puts your client in control. So since they're a long-term buyer, right, there's a reason they don't want you sending them properties, right? So you are not, as the agent, you are not able to put in their price point, their you know, square footage, beds and baths with this tool specifically. Okay, there's safe searches for your hot buyers. Okay, that'll be for your hot buyers, and I'll point out where that is in a moment here. But for this tool, it's for long-term buyers. So the idea is putting them in the driver's seat to allow them to feel a little less, you know, marketed to, right? I know I personally don't like to feel pushed into situations. So instead, this provides them with a search where they can search themselves, right? They can pick the neighborhood. Then they can filter right here by their own beds and baths and price point and apply that. Okay, and that will allow them to search. They can also draw right here. And my little icons aren't pulling up, but this is usually a heart. I think it's like hide, the other one. So usually this is a heart right here in case that's showing properly for you guys. I'm trying to refresh. And that might be down for everyone. This heart right here, if they were to favorite the properties, you would be notified of that. So it's great. That's great that it's a neighborhood search, right? That's a property search. However, the reason that I get so excited about this tool is actually on all the neighborhood stats that this tool provides on the top right. So if you'd like to take a look, again, I'm clicking on neighborhood stats on the top right. And it will give them basically a CMA about the neighborhood. So because of this tool that I'm showing you here, and again, if I lost anyone, I clicked on neighborhood stats on the top right of this neighborhood landing page. And this will show, right, the average price per home in that neighborhood, price per square feet, days on market. This, again, information pulls from next door. But because of this information here, right, the current stats and sold stats, because it's kind of like a live CMA for my clients, I like to use this tool for my sellers as well, right? So if I add my selling client's neighborhood, right, they can see, okay, what homes are for sale? What's my competition here? What's my average, you know, am I on par for my average price for a home and price per square feet? So great tool for sellers for that reason as well. As I scroll down, you'll see just a couple other tools that I really like. Great for out of town buyers, for transit and commute. If they need to search for how close is this neighborhood to my place of work, right? They can do that. They could search their place of work and it will tell them, okay, how far is this neighborhood to your place of work? And it integrates with Google Maps, so they can simply pull that up on their phone. It's been on the fritz, it seems. It might just be my computer. All right, other than that, so other than the transit and commute, as we keep scrolling down, we have nearby schools as well, which is, of course, a hot topic. Places, this syncs with Yelp, which I love. Again, for out-of-town clients who are not that familiar with the area, they can see, okay, what's shopping, restaurants, what's nearby this place? Get an idea of the area. Other homes for sale, and they can contact you on the bottom. And just one more note on the very bottom, right? This is all of your contact information pulling from the command marketing profile where we started class. So you'll see that all of your contact information does autofill, but you know, check over that. And if anything needs to be changed, you can change it right from the command marketing profile. Okay, so now that we've taken a look at the tool, let's take a look at how we can distribute this to our clients. Okay, so very cool tool here. Again, great for long-term buyers. And the reason that this has been so great for long-term buyers is, let's say I have like a client, again, long-term, so the husband says, well, but then the wife starts, or the husband or the wife starts looking at these homes, right? Because they're able to pick the neighborhood and start to look at the homes. Well, they find a home that they're in love with. Well, with how fast the market is right now, they need to go see that home today, right now. So they end up falling in love with a home that they see on your this neighborhood landing page, and they're contacting you to go see it right away. So you've turned a long-term buyer into a short-term hot buyer because they have found a home that they want to see immediately. All right, guys. So now let's take a look at how to distribute this to your clients. All right, so that was in a separate tab, just a heads up. If you followed along and clicked preview, just make sure you click on the tab that has the red KW logo for your command contacts. Okay, so first of all, you can just copy the link. So if you want to send that out, just a one-time thing to your contact, you absolutely can. So you can click to copy the link right here, and then you can go ahead and, you know, pull that up in Gmail and send off that link. Okay. However, today's class is about SmartPlans, so I'm going to show you how you can set your clients up on a SmartPlan to have this neighborhood landing page automatically go out to your clients. But please note that these neighborhoods would have to be set up for the clients that you want to be added to the monthly neighborhood nurture. And just before I go to the SmartPlans, just to answer the question on if it is a hot buyer and you want to set up their criteria, like you want to set up their, you know, price point, square footage, and so forth. I just clicked on a contact. I'm just in a contact record. So if you do want to go ahead and click on save searches or make a note of where the save searches are, that will be on the far right white toolbar in your contact record. And you'll be able to click create save search. So this is in the case that, you know, they have a specific zip code they want to live in, which is pretty normal, or they give you specific criteria. This is the tool that you'll want to use instead. Okay, the neighborhood landing page that we were just looking at, that is really great for more long-term buyers to put them in the front seat, right? And wow, they think my agent put this together. What a great agent I have. They made me a personalized website to search for homes. And really, it just took us like 30 seconds to add in these neighborhoods. So I do love this. All right, guys. So now let's kick it off to start adding our SmartPlan so that we can start distributing this landing page. All right, so first thing that we need to do is let's go on over to the SmartPlan section. So SmartPlan section, we are now going to activate our SmartPlans and add our contacts to those SmartPlans. Okay, again, that is the SmartPlan section on the left-hand side, so the fourth icon down. And we're selecting the library option on the top. If you would like to remove an area on the search, Nancy, you can go back to the contact record and just click the X next to the neighborhood. Yeah, no problem. All right, so in this library section here, if you scroll down slightly, we'll see just a couple different sections I want to explain to you guys real quick. Okay, of course, we have the featured ones up top. Didn't really mean to click it, but all right. Sorry, I clicked on it. So you can click on it, and I'll show you even more there. However, I'm just going to scroll down so I can show you. There are the Keller Williams provided SmartPlans. Okay, so these are literally provided by Keller Williams International. Just in contrast, I want to show you guys between, if you keep scrolling down, you'll see agent provided SmartPlans. So agents do have the ability to create SmartPlans, which I'll show you how to create your own SmartPlans, but then you can also share them to all of their agents with KW if you would like to. So if you create a great SmartPlan and want to share that with other KW agents, you can. A lot of top agents have already done that for you. So you'll see, you know, agent created SmartPlans. You'll see the author on here as well. So just some things to pay attention to as you're looking for a SmartPlan. I'll of course be pointing out the KW ones, but just pay attention if you do use any agent provided SmartPlans. I would just keep an eye out on the amount of stars that are associated with that. Okay, but how you can go about viewing the steps and deciding if this is a SmartPlan that you do want to use. Okay, I'm going to scroll up slightly because we're going to talk about the Keller Williams provided SmartPlans. The ones we're going to focus on first are called the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. Should be that first one. So you'll see on the right-hand side, you can click see all, or you can click the arrows to scroll for more. Either one. I'm going to click see all. So I just clicked on see all next to the Keller Williams provided ones, or you can click the arrows, and we are paying attention to the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture and the monthly neighborhood nurture. The difference between the two is just the frequency it goes out. So bi-weekly, this will go out, you know, once every 2 weeks versus monthly. Now I can see the steps on each SmartPlan by clicking view steps on the very bottom left. This is I realize not overly informative. Some of the smart plans that have more steps that we'll take a look at, like the long-term nurture and so forth, viewing the steps really does help. However, for this one, what it will do is it will send an email with the neighborhood nurture, which is that neighborhood landing page that we were just looking at. And I'll show you an example of one in my email. And it will then wait for 14 days, and then it will repeat unlimited times, right? So then the difference between the monthly one is it will just wait 30 days instead. Okay? So depending on which one you want, you can pick either one. Let's click on Add Smart Plan. Okay, and just a heads up, if you already have the smart plan added, it will not let you add it again. Okay, just so you guys know. So if it's grayed out like this, it just means that your smart plan is already in there. So I'll show you how we can go over and find that. I already have it, for example. However, if you do not have the smart plan added, you can click the download option to go ahead and add that to your library right away. All right, and so once you've done that, let's go ahead and click on the My Smart Plans on the top left. So that's the difference. Once you select it from the library, it will move it into the My Smart Plans section. All right, so from there, it should be at the top if you just added it. If it's one that, like if it didn't give you the download option, it probably means that you already have it on your list. So you can scroll to find that. All right, and then what we need to pay attention to here, let's see, bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. So first of all, this will show you right here if the smart plan is on or not. So if there are no contacts, if there's a dash like you're seeing here, that smart plan is not on. If you see a number with this eyeball next to it, that means the smart plan is on for those 20 contacts, however many might be on there. Okay, and I'll be showing you how to add contacts in 1 second here. Okay, but to the far right here, excuse me, right, you'll see some other information, including the ability to add contacts. So that'll be the add contact icon. And then some smart plans will give you the option to edit that smart plan. Okay. So we can go ahead and click that add contact option in line with your bi-weekly neighborhood nurture or monthly neighborhood nurture to pull up the ability to add contacts. And since this is a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture, since it's a neighborhood nurture, period, it needs to have, these contacts would need to have neighborhoods in order for this smart plan to go out. Okay, so for example, I can see here, okay, these two of my contacts have neighborhoods. These do not, right? This says 0 neighborhoods, 0 neighborhoods, 0 neighborhoods. I can select all to select all in this list, and it will just add the ones that do have a neighborhood in this case. Right, but as I talked about towards the beginning of class, how helpful tagging your contacts are. If your contacts are tagged, you can go ahead and click the tags option to only search by, you know, that open house that you did. Just picking some. So you can search by all the open houses, let's say, that you've ever done to add those contacts from those specific tags. Okay, so you can see how that makes your life way easier to search by the tags. And I'll be showing you a different way that you can also add contacts. From the page that we're on right here, you can add up to 50 contacts at a time to your smart plans. However, I'm going to show you how you can add up to 500 contacts at a time to smart plans. Okay, but please keep a note that these are different than just like if you, again, used eEdge in the past and you should just dump all of your contacts on those campaigns. These are created to be a little different, a little more personalized. So KW is encouraging agents to put smaller amounts of clients on your smart plan, so just so you can more effectively make sure that, you know, those clients apply to that situation as opposed to a full-on dump of all of your contacts. Okay. So I'll go ahead and click on add to smart plan. So for this step, okay, I'm not going to explain this last portion yet, but this is really important, okay? So I'm going to explain that in just 1 second here. So for the top 2 options, we can either choose to start this one now, start the smart plan now, which I would recommend, or you can start it like tomorrow or on a specific date. All right, so I'm going to click on start all now, And again, keep that last option in the back of your head. That really comes into play with any smart plans with task steps on it, which we'll look at next. Click confirm on the bottom. It'll bring you just to verify that you're all good with the contacts and the smart plans. Just heads up, you'll also see this Twilio error message, which looks alarming. However, it does not mean that your smart plan will not run without Twilio. So if you do not decide to use Twilio, I realize this smart plan doesn't even have a text messaging step. However, even if you decide not to use Twilio, your smart plan will still run perfectly fine. It'll just remind you to send the text message manually instead of do it for you. And I'm going to bring in a smart plan that has a text step, so we'll take a look at that. So I click confirm on the very bottom. Okay, and that will add in, again, only contacts that have a neighborhood added in, right? So only contacts that have a neighborhood in their contact record are able to be added to the biweekly or monthly neighborhood nurture. You can unsubscribe all of your contacts by clicking on the eyeball icon right next to it, just a heads up. Your clients can unsubscribe themselves from any emails. It's required to have that option available. However, if you need to go ahead and unsubscribe them, you absolutely can by clicking on the eyeball icon, clicking on the contacts to unsubscribe, and clicking unsubscribe all or confirm. All right, guys, so now let me show you how you can go ahead and activate other kinds of smart plans that have text messaging, steps, and task reminders, and so forth, because it gets a little more intricate. The monthly neighborhood nurture goes on forevermore. So it will just keep sending to them once a month. It'll send them, oh, let me show you. Sorry, thank you for reminding me actually. So I'm pulled up in my email. An agent has me on their smart plan. So I get the smart plan emails from them. This is a bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. This is what it looks like from the client's view. So I can see the listing information, the neighborhood information, all the agents information on the bottom. And this is if I click on Explore Neighborhood right here. This is where I would see the neighborhood landing page. So this is what it looks like when your clients get it. They just get an email to their inbox with a link to explore the neighborhood to see that neighborhood landing page that we just created. All right, guys. All right, so I just want to give you a preview of what that looks like. All right, so now let's do a little more of an intricate smart plan so I can explain text messaging steps and task steps, and we can personalize that and so forth. So I am, again, still in the smart plan section of Command. It just heads up, this class will probably go until about 2:15 Eastern time. If you guys have an extra 15 minutes, I'll be showing you for the rest of the class, again, how to add more intricate smart plans with texting. I'll show you how to create your own smart plans and edit the existing smart plans. So if you can stick around, it would definitely be worth your time. All right, so we are going back over to the library. So under smart plans, let's click on the library option. And I know I keep harping on if you're using the neighborhood nurture, you need to have a neighborhood entered in, right? So that smart plan does take some scrubbing of your contacts or work with your contacts, right? And there's just a couple other that also require a little work to be done, or some requirements with your contacts rather. So I just want to point that out. The rest of them do not. Whoops, sorry. So under the Keller Williams provided smart plans, I'm going to scroll down slightly. I'm clicking See All to the right of the Keller Williams provided smart plans because that's where I'm going to focus. All right, so from these smart plans here, the other main smart plans that require you to some sort of information for your contacts are the birthday and home anniversary smart plans, which makes sense. So for the birthday smart plan to be used, the contact's birthday would have to be in their contact record. For the home anniversary, same concept. So I love the home anniversary and birthday smart plans because it's really helpful for retention. So if you can make it a part of your closing checklist to go in and add the closing date to the contact record in Command, it will allow you can then put them on a home anniversary smart plan that will congratulate them every single year on their anniversary. So that would be a great thing to mix into your closing checklist. And again, what I'm saying is you would just go to the contact section of command. And if you go into your contacts and click to edit it, you'll see some dates you can enter in for birthday or home anniversary. So if you can get your admin, or if that's you, lucky you, to go in after every closing and add in that date and then add them to the home anniversary smart plan, that's really great for retention. All right, but the smart plan I want to focus on, I'll just show you guys some other options in here rather. If you scroll to the top, you'll see some good ones, you know, like the 8x8 new contact engagement. The long-term nurture is a great one as well. That's the one I'm going to show you next. I like the open house follow-up. Of course, these are all great smart plans, but let's go ahead and click on view steps. I'm going to click view steps under the long-term nurture. You can do it next to any of them. Just so I can explain, because this will be a little more of an intricate smart plan with some texting and task reminders. Excuse me. So again, I clicked view steps under the long-term nurture. And so this will show me all the steps, and I'll explain it further as we open it. It'll actually add them to a monthly neighborhood nurture smart plan, delay 10 days. It'll remind you to call the contact, and it'll delay 10 days. And as we start getting down, so let's scroll down slightly on this section. The reason I want to show you this is if you hover your mouse over some of the steps, it'll give you a preview of like what that task is. So for the touch task or the text message, for example. Okay, and I'll show you why there are 6 of them displaying, all right, but these are templates that they have provided for you. So you can get kind of a preview of the template before you actually select it. So I'm happy with this one, so I'll click Add Smart Plan. Now, some smart plans, like this one, actually add your contacts to another smart plan as a part of the smart plan. So for example, the long-term nurture, the first step of the long-term nurture is actually adding those contacts to your monthly neighborhood nurture. So if you are getting the option to download both, you know, go ahead and do that. However, since I already have the monthly neighborhood nurture, I just need to download the long-term nurture. Okay, I already have the smart plan, so it won't let me add it, but if you want to go ahead and add that, click on download. I'm just going to go back over to my smart plans to show you guys how we can work with it. All right, so make sure you click to download whichever smart plan you'd like. And then we'll pop back over to my smart plans on the top toolbar. And we can scroll to find our long-term nurture, or it's probably at the top for you. Okay, so for the long-term nurture, there is the ability to edit it. Now, not all your smart plans have the ability to edit the smart plan. However, if it does, the pencil icon will be available on the far right of the smart plan name. So go ahead and click on that pencil icon. Real quick. All right, so for this smart plan here, as we scroll down, let's take a look at the different steps that are currently on it. So the first step is adding these contacts to another smart plan. So it's adding them to the monthly neighborhood nurture. The second step is a delay. So you can see it delays 7 days. And then it will give you a task reminder with a script. Or just a reminder. As you keep scrolling down, it'll show you the next delay of 10 days. And then it gives you a task reminder. And let's scroll down to the text message one, because that's the one I really need to explain to you guys. So you did select a smart plan with a text message. Just to explain that to you guys, so scrolling down to there, first of all, I do not have Twilio linked up, so it's giving me that error. So if you're seeing that as well, and you activate this smart plan, it will just remind you to send the smart plan as, it'll remind you to send the text message as opposed to sending it on your behalf, or you can always delete this step as well. However, the reason there are 6 of them is because this specific smart plan runs through 6 times, well, 5 times, sorry. So I know someone asked a question on how many times the monthly neighborhood nurture goes out, and that's repeated, right? It will keep going out forever because it'll always have the updated information for listings and so forth. However, other smart plans may only go out a specific amount of time. So I can see on the very bottom that this smart plan runs through 5 times. So the reason that well, 6 total. So the reason that there are 6 text messages is so that each time the contact runs through the smart plan, they receive a different text message. So it's not obvious, it's just automated. So for right here, this will show you the default template that will go out as a part of the smart plan. And again, this is via text message. So it will send this out. You can absolutely edit this. And I do want to point out the fields like agent first and last name. Okay, so this is the strategy. So like I mentioned, how, you know, it won't send from your phone number. It'll send from a local phone number that you can pick. This is a great way to, you know, brand yourself still. In the text messages, you'll see that it has agent first name and agent last name here. And that will automatically enter in like your contact's first and last name or your name, you know, depending on where it's prompted. So these are called merge fields. And you can actually add additional of those if you click on the, you know, F icon, merge icon on the right-hand side, little drop-down arrow. Right, you'll see some other options. And what this does, if you like select, you know, contact phone number, contact email, that's pulling it from the contact record automatically. So putting contact first name will always make it a little more personal. So, hey, Bill, when you know, text Bill, and hey, Kathy, when you text Kathy, automatically without you having to manually do that. Yeah, if one of these doesn't apply to you, I just don't use it. So if team name doesn't apply, just don't use that one. So as I scroll down, right, you'll want to just check over everything here, but you can completely edit most of these smart plans. A pretty new feature is actually this trigger event feature. So if you just scroll up to the very top, this part is very exciting. You can now trigger smart plans to start automatically based on a contact tag. So if you scroll to the very top and click add trigger, so if you click on add trigger, that will give you the option. There's only the option right now to trigger by tag. Okay, I'll tell you what KW is going for though, but this is still a cool feature. So the idea is if you add your contacts to a buyer tag, let's say, or a certain open house tag that you set, so one of the open house tags, you set your contacts on that open house tag, they'll automatically be added to the smart plan. So I'll say that again. So if you choose one of the tags as a trigger, what would happen moving forward is if you add a new contact to your database and give them this tag, it will automatically put them on the smart plan. Okay, so adding a contact to a tag will automatically add them to a smart plan. So that's what the trigger event does currently. I believe KWRI's long-term goal on this is to be able to trigger smart plans based on the lead source. So like if you get a Facebook lead, it will automatically put them on this smart plan. If you get, you know, a lead from here, your app, it'll put them on this smart plan. That feature is not quite available yet. Well, halfway there, right? Because you can tag your contacts based on source. It would just involve your manual tagging, and then it will automatically add them on the smart plan. So that's a very cool feature that you'll want to go ahead and take advantage of. Click to confirm the trigger. And then you can click save on the top right. So just getting over a cold here. So you can click save on the top right. Of course, you can add contacts right from here as well. I'm going to show you how to add up to 500 contacts at a time though, because from this option right here on the top right, this will only allow you to add up to 50 contacts at a time. So I'm going to show you instead how you can add up to 500 contacts at a time from the smart plan. Okay, so make sure you click save on the top right. Okay, and once you've saved that, in case you'd like to jot down notes, I'm going to show you how you can add up to 500 contacts to a smart plan and the easiest way to add one contact to a smart plan. So first of all, and I kind of went over this earlier, but let's go ahead and go to the contact section of your database. Contact section of your database, let's say change where it says show 1 through 10 on the right hand side to show 1 through 500 instead. So again, we're in our contact database. Guys, I'm almost done. If you can stick around for just slightly, a couple minutes more, I promise you'll really benefit from this last part of sending an email design to these 500 people as well. All right, so 500 contacts here, I'm changing that to, if I want to select all on this page, all right, I can go ahead and select the very top dropdown. I believe a question earlier was if you could expand this. I have not found a way to. You'd have to scroll, unfortunately. But you can select the very top one on the gray toolbar, top checkbox, and I'll select all on that page. So it selected all 500 because I told it to show 1 through 500. So now I can click to select the bulk action to add these contacts to the Smart Plan. All right, so here's my Smart Plan on the right-hand side. So in this case, let's say I'm putting them on that long-term nurture. I can go ahead and select that. Okay, and earlier I did not explain what this step does, right? We talked about what these top 2 steps do. Let's talk about this step because this one is very important, or this choice rather, is really important to select for Smart Plans that have task reminders on them. So I might recommend jotting this down because it can really create a headache if you don't do this. So if there's a task reminder as a part of the Smart Plan, you may want to go ahead and make it so that only, let's say, 6 people per day start on the Smart Plan. The reason is, so it'll put 6 contacts at a time per day on your Smart Plan. So then when you get to the task step, let's say, next Tuesday, there's a task step. Well, if I have 6 people on the Smart Plan per day, then that will generate 6 tasks for me to do. So I can handle doing 6 tasks per day. However, if I were to click to start them all now, and I had 500 contacts on that Smart Plan, that would generate 500 task reminders for me to do each day, and I would probably just go get into bed. So if this is a Smart Plan with task reminders, I would definitely suggest staggering the start of the contacts so that you can do 6, however many you want to do per day. But again, it makes the task reminders a lot more feasible, a lot more achievable. Okay, and you can click confirm and confirm again. Right, and again, if you do not choose to use Twilio, even if it's a Smart Plan with a text message step, you can just go ahead and send that out manually. It will give you a reminder to send that out. And replies to their text messages will go in their contact record. So just to show you where replies go, that will come in your timeline in your contact record. You would also get a notification in the Kelly app and on the bell icon on the top right. The last thing I want to show you from here is just quickly how you can add in opportunities to 1 contact at a time. So not opportunities, wrong class, Smart Plans rather. So if it's just like 1 contact you're adding in that you met, at a party this weekend, you can add them in and just add them to a Smart Plan right from their contact record by clicking Add to Smart Plan. So just to let you know, that's an option as well. Okay, last thing for real this time, I'm going to show you how you can send out an email design as as an email design as a part of a Smart Plan to send to 500 contacts at a time. Okay, so the main benefit to sending an email design through the Smart Plan is you can add it up to 500 contacts at a time, whereas the email campaigns are still only letting 100 contacts at a time. Okay, so let me show you real quick how to add a email design to a Smart Plan email. So if you want to bulk email, let's say 500 of your contacts or all of your database, you can add them all if you'd like. Let me show you how you can do that. Yes, this is all recorded. This will be up shortly on our on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Scott Loring Marketing. Sorry, I blanked. So this will be up shortly if you guys need to run. Okay, so let me show you how we can go ahead and create that email piece and throw it on email, and we'll be wrapping up. So I can click on create. So in the SmartPlans section, so in the SmartPlans section, we have the create option where you can create custom SmartPlans. So we went through editing the SmartPlans, which I like. I like editing the current templates because it does a lot of the work for me. However, if I want to send out a one-time, let's say a mass email about an open house or just listed, right? Let's say I want to send out to my database about a new listing. Okay, so this can also be used for one-time emails, is what I'm showing you. I can click apply. Okay, and this platform should look pretty familiar to you, right? Because we're kind of in here before. All right, but this is just creating a custom smart plan from blank, essentially. So on the left-hand side, this is where that smart plan would be. And here are the steps on the right-hand side. So if you want to go ahead and send an email, which that's what I'm going to show you, I'm going to click to send email. So send email. And that will put it over here. Okay, so I can see that piece or that step is added on the left-hand side. Okay, now when you are sending a one-time email, and I'll show you how we're going to create this, but you also want to go ahead and add one more step so that the smart plan doesn't just disappear when it's done. So again, if you're sending out a one-time email, if you're taking notes, right, and you want to send out a one-time email from your smart plan, please note that you would add these steps. So first, to send email. Then we need to set the delay. And 1 day delay is fine. And then we just need to click the create a task. And this is just a workaround we have found on our end in order to make the smart plans stay so you can track them a little better. So I'll say this again. So we added in that email step, send email. Then I chose to set a delay for 1 day. So that's saying 1 day delay between this step and this step. And then for the task reminder, I'm just going to put a task reminder to, follow up on smart plan. Okay, but where the really exciting stuff comes in is adding in the email. Okay, so I'll refresh you guys on that part in just a second. But come up to the email step, and we have two options. We have the simple option and the designs option. Okay, so that designs option will allow you to select a design right from here. So you can select a design to select one of the designs that KW has provided. So you'll see at the top here, we have the KWRI templates and then the My Design templates on the top. So if you already have the design created, you can go ahead and pull from there. Or if you want to go ahead and create that, you can select, keep it on the KWRI templates. And if you keep scrolling down and click load more, I just want to challenge you guys to kind of read through all the different ones there are, because I was very impressed with the amount of designs in here that they have. These templates are really great and really easy to use. So, keep scrolling down. You can do this outside of class, click load more to keep viewing, more and more. I'm going to grab one of the just listed ones just so I can show you, but you can pick any of them. The concept will be the same. So I'm going to click on the just listed one. All right, and as far as all of your marketing information or your contact information, this will all automatically pull from your command marketing profile. So if you see any places for your logo with some weird coding around it, like this, for example, if I scroll down, right, all of your contact information will automatically display in here. Okay, so I will need to, of course, depending on the email template you selected, you will need to make some adjustments. So for example, if I'm adjusting, let's say this image here, I can double click on that. And I have the full-on tip video on how to work with these email designs. I know this is going to be a little fast. I'm just going to go through and kind of show it to you and walk you through it. However, the tip video on how to do email designs will be in the notes I distributed earlier in class. I'll send those out again. All right, but let's say I need to go ahead and replace that image. I can either choose from my images, the listing images. So this will search the KWLS 2.0. You can also add images from your computer. Okay, so let's say I'll do the listing images. I can search for the property address and just go ahead and click on the property, and it should pull up the photos from the MLS to replace that. Right. Once I click on done on the top left, that's when it'll actually add my changes. Just a heads up. So clicking on done on the top left, you'll see that'll pop that in. And I can go through and make edits to the rest of this. So I can, click on the text and rename this, 123 Main Street. So all I'm doing is double clicking. And when I double click, it brings up the editor on the left-hand side, right-hand side. I can make the changes in that editor, click on done, and it will apply it here. So I would keep going through it. Again, I know this is just a quick overview, double clicking on this section, maybe to put in the MLS description instead. Again, always clicking done on the top left will update that. Same thing with photos, double click photos to edit it. Clicking view listing right here will allow you to make the button go somewhere. So you can make it so that it goes to an existing landing page that you have or a specific web address. So if you have a landing page created for this listing, you could link it there. Select that landing page. And again, if you haven't even played with landing pages quite yet, the tip videos will help you out on the notes I sent out, but I'm always happy to help answer questions for you guys. Okay, so I would go through and edit my piece here as needed. And then on the top, I always want to preview it, right? And this is where I can verify that all of my sorry, that was a little fast. So under options, we have the option to preview. And that's where I can verify all my contact information pulled in properly. Everything looks good. So again, under options, I'm clicking on preview. So I can verify all looks good, that my contact information did pull over. And I just exit it out. And then once I'm ready, I can click save and exit. Okay, but you also have the option to send a test email, just a heads up. And I would always recommend that. All right, so lastly, we click save and exit on the very top right. And I'm done. So I have my email here, my email piece from designs. After that goes out, so this will make this go out today. Once I add my contacts, it would then give me a delay. The rest of the other pieces, really, it'll give you a reminder. But again, these two pieces with the delay and the task reminder is to just make it so the SmartPlan stays in your SmartPlans library so that you can track it a little longer. All right, so at this point, I would click to add contacts on the top right or click save. Okay, guys, I know that was just a quick rundown of the adding in a custom image. If you want to go ahead and add in like a custom design like we did here. I know that was a super quick rundown. So just to give you guys the notes one more time, so if you want to watch the tip video after this class, I'm going to shoot that out to you, and I'll also tell you where this was recorded. All right, so again, these are the SmartPlan notes I just sent out again in the chat. So if you do want to go in and, about the email designs, creating the custom email designs, this one right here is a 10-minute video that'll just walk you more in detail, because I know that was a super fast rundown that I did. I would really recommend watching that. Those are really great to put in email campaigns and so forth. However, now that I look at it, it might be the wrong video. So give me like 3 minutes after class. I'll make sure that's updated for the custom email designs. That might be the wrong one. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I absolutely know that was a lot of information, and it takes a while to, get that all in your head and practice with it. This class was recorded and will be up on our YouTube channel. So youtube.com/Scott Leroy Marketing. That's in the chat as well. That'll just always show our newest videos at the top. We do create new custom videos every day, every week. So those will always give you the newest videos. If you have any questions, email me, support. I'm putting my email in the chat, support@scottleroymarketing.com. You can put my name with attention Leah. I'm more than happy to look at your account specifically, especially if I did not get to one of your questions today. Please feel free to just copy and paste that to me in an email. I'd be more than happy to help you. All right, guys, I hope this helped, and please let me know if I can do anything else to further assist you. I hope you have a great rest of your day.